Hello, my name is Doug Line and I'm the manager of the ServiceNow development group here at OTEC, and we wanted to take a few moments and speak to you about what the new forms look like and how you'll interact with them in the Helsinki version of ServiceNow once we upgrade. What you're looking at is a fairly simple, straightforward incident form. On it we've got all of the regulars like number, company, caller, category, subcategory, business service, and configuration item. The impact, the urgency, priority. Up top, the location, third-party reference, opened, opened by, contact type, state, assignment group, assigned to, and follow up. The one thing that I think that you'll probably notice right off the bat is we have moved the watch list and the ITIL watch list down into the notes section with the notes themselves. If you want to add somebody to the watch list, you simply click on the little icon there. You can start typing the individual's name in here and ServiceNow will bring names up. Or if it's somebody that is outside of OTEC, you can enter their email into there to add them to the watch list. If you want to close the watch list, you simply click on that icon again. Same thing with the ITIL watch list. Remember, that field is for all of our internal conversations that we're having. This is not customer visible. And again, if you want to add somebody here, you just start typing in, you add them. If you want to add like an external vendor that you're working with, you can enter their email address here. And again, if you want to close that, just click that lock. The other thing to note is there doesn't appear to be an additional comments field anymore. Well, ServiceNow is really trying to gain a lot of the space back, so they have multi-purposed several fields. One of them is the additional comments. As you saw, I just clicked this work notes and it changed this field to the additional comments. So you can add your additional comments here, and everybody knows that additional comments goes to everybody who is in the watch list, and it goes to customer. Now, if I simply post that, you could see it kind of come up underneath there. If you want to add a work note, you simply type that in, identify that you want this in the work notes, and notice when we click that, we got a little indication over here, yellow, that this was going to be adding a work note. The label changed to say work notes. And if I post that, and I go further down here, I can see here are those two. This is the original comment I made, and this was the work note that I just made. Now, if you're somebody that really wants to see both of those fields all the time, that is fine. If you click on this button right here to show all journal fields, then you'll see both additional comments and work notes. And now, just to show you there's nothing up my sleeve here, if I post that and we come down here, so here's the second post that I made where I had both fields showing. This was the first individually, this was the second individually. And if you want to collapse those again, or click on that button again, it'll condense those again for you. One of the things that I want to show you is the activity pane. This used to be all in one big block. Now ServiceNow has kind of condensed that and made it into these little groups of interactions. So initially, when this was open, because remember the activity field goes in chronological order from oldest at the bottom to newest at the top. So this is how Connie opened this up. This was the data that she submitted. This was the date and time. And then you can see the emails that got sent, who they were sent to. And then we can see there was another additional comment made, and on and on and on up the fields there. One of the other things I wanted to stop and point out is just how interactive this interface in the new ServiceNow Helsinki version is. Let's say, for instance, we're sitting on this record right now, and somebody else happens to log into ServiceNow, and they begin looking at this. What you're seeing up top here, this is an indication that someone else is also taking a look. at this record at the same time. And if I look down here, I can see, oh, it must be Jeffrey Smith. And I could also tell, if I wasn't sure, I can click on that and it tells me who that is, their contact information, if I want to send them a message, whichever. Okay? At the same time, if they make a comment, I don't know if you noticed it, but down in the activity pane here, this message from Jeff Smith just popped on while we were on the record. So Jeff Smith is asking, hey, when is this going to be updated? And it doesn't matter whether there's 1, 2, 10, they would all be showing up here as people who are actively on the record right now. So again, it's just to kind of show you some of the new power and functionality that ServiceNow has built into the platform itself. Why don't we head back and do some more common kinds of things within ServiceNow? I'm going to head back to my home page and I'm looking at my group, and yes, I see I've got a pretty large pile here, but then I'm down here and I'm looking at my groups work. I'm not sure what this is about, so as a manager or somebody who's interested or a part of that group, I'm going to pop into that record just to take a look at to see what's going on. So I take a look down here, I don't see a whole lot. I recognize it as a task, so it probably came in from the service request. And I'm going to assign this to one of my staff members. But the other thing I want to do is I'm going to hit this follow button. And what you'll see is an indication here that you're now following task 13840 in Connect. And you get a visual indication up here that you're following this. If I click on the Connect sidebar, what you'll see is there's this new conversation in Connect, and the title of it is Task 13840. And if I pop into it, it looks like a normal chat window, right? The only difference is I can write items into this and it will be recorded into the record itself. So I type my message in, and remember when we were looking at the forms, that little golden bar is an indication that this is going into a work note. If I wanted to put this in the additional comments, I would just simply switch to comments. Now that's going into the additional comments view. I'm going to leave this in the work note because I don't want the customer to see this. This is just a note between me and Debashri. I enter that in the Connect window, and if I close this and I go into the notes, lo and behold, look at that. There is the comment that I just made in the Connect window, and it's showing up in the record itself. So this is some very powerful stuff that will allow you to keep track of what's going on inside records that you are not on the watch list or ITIL watch list for. So let's head back to my home page here. Now I'm not sure if you noticed, but in the context of coming back to my home page and just doing my own thing, I noticed up here I heard an audio indication that something was going on, and then I saw up here in the Connect window, oh hey, something's happened on this task 13840 that we just looked at. So note, I'm not going into the record itself, but I pop that up and I can see, oh, Debashri's gotten back. She says, no problem, I'll look into this. Now, if I'm done following this task, I know that Debashri's got it. I can do one of two things. I can close it here, or let me show you something else. If I click on the Connect conversation about task 13840, it opens a window here, and if I want to see the entire task itself, I simply click on this button right here, and that'll open the task so that I can see other things that might be going on in there too. And I can click the unfollow button up here, or I can just unfollow it there. Either way, it's a very powerful new addition to the ServiceNow platform. You can take advantage of it. We hope that you will take advantage of it. It's real time. Take advantage of the visual task board. Take advantage of Connect. We would encourage you to go onto the test site, start familiarizing yourself with some of this new functionality, and then letting us know when things aren't working the way you expect, or if things that you used to do in the past aren't working exactly the same. Then we can help explain whether this is just new functionality and this is the way it works in the new system, or if we can modify that behavior. All right, so thank you very much. You have a great day, and remember, get in there and test.